to our next edition, our next episode of the 10-minute weekly CFO call. This is a perfect call if you are a CFO and you're trying to stay up to date on all the latest things, technology, everything like that. Or it's perfect if you're a business owner and you're trying to better understand the intricate world of finance and accounting. And that's not always easy, as you all know. Today I have with me Jared Miller. And I've known Jared for the last year because he's been here with our company, but he's had a very, very successful career. I mean, he's worked his way completely up. He started as an accounts receivable clerk some 13 years ago, and now here he is with us as one of the partners and one of the fractional CFOs here at our company. He's got a lot of background in all areas of accounting, but especially in manufacturing, SaaS, and professional services. Today, we're going to visit for just a few minutes about the importance of including finance and accounting in business decisions. And Jared, I mean, it's been fun working with you. You're a good guy, you're a bright guy, and everything like that. You're smart, well-liked. Why is it important that we include finance and accounting in business decisions?
So in my opinion, I haven't seen very many business decisions that don't affect finance and accounting in some way, shape, or form. Be it very small. I mean, it could be you purchase a candy bar. I mean, it's $1. Obviously, it's going to affect your cash flow, but all the way to buying multi-million-dollar manufacturing equipment and implementation and all of that, and how that affects the cash flow, the payback period, and meeting budgets. And so everything is going to have an effect on the finances. It's you're either your cash flow, you're reporting, you're making or missing your budget, making bonus payouts, being profitable, and the thing that most people forget, but it's always in the back of their mind, but somehow they forget, is taxes. How does it affect my tax payout, my tax liability? I mean, no one wants to end up at the end of the year and have payments, miss their budget, owe the government money, all these things. So it's just always important to make sure you have that type of insight of your decisions, is the finance side of things.
Very good. And I've been out there and as a CFO and different things with companies, and sometimes I've seen with different companies that they come to accounting and finance after a decision is already made. And I thought, you know what, if you had come to us beforehand, we could have made life a lot easier. We could have saved the company a lot of money. And we all have had experiences with that. For the CFOs or business owners out there, how can a CFO best work his or herself in to make sure that they're relevant on all these business decisions? Is there a certain strategy to that, or how do they work themselves into that?
Make one thing is ask questions and make yourself available. That I think it's very important to fully understand. If you're like, we're working with multiple clients, ask the client, ask the business owner, ask the decision maker, whoever that is, whether it be for that department or the whole company. Ask them what they're doing, what their goals are, what are they planning in the next month, the next quarter, the next year, and then have the foresight and knowledge of how that affects the finances, and then bring that up to them. Don't just hold it to yourself. You got to give that knowledge to them. A CFO or anyone in finance, you're useless if you don't share your information. They're not going to see your value. So you've got to make yourself accessible. One of the things, like when I worked in manufacturing, one of the things that I would do is you walk the plant, you go ask people, what are they doing? What are their problems? What are they trying to fix? And realize that, hey, ultimately they're going to want to buy a new piece of equipment. So before they even know, like, hey, I need to go research. I need to go get a PO from my clients, go get some bids, do the buyback period, and then present that information in a digestible form. Because I think sometimes we have too much information in our minds and about the finances, but we really just need to give back the key metrics to those decision makers so that they are there. And then also, as a CFO, get your employees to that, get those on your team. So anytime they're communicating with the client or decision makers, share that information, ask questions, and make yourself valuable by doing that. Don't just sit there and expect someone to utilize you. Make them utilize you, I guess, is a way to put it.
That's a great way. I mean, that's a great explanation, and you're absolutely right. And so thank you for that. Do you have any clients maybe that you have worked with that maybe that you've helped them to realize the importance of working with finance and accounting before they've made a decision and how it's benefited them?
Yeah. So two things that often affect businesses or small businesses in particular, who I often work with nowadays, is cash flow and taxes. So a lot of times they forget about the taxes or the cash flow because they can say, "Hey, I'm making money," or so I should have cash in the bank, but they don't realize that, yeah, their P&L, their balance, and might show that hey, you're making income, but you're spending your cash on random things like or the collection period is too long, and so you have a problem paying your vendors because your customers aren't paying. And the same thing happens on the flip side. Clients will look in their bank account and say, "Hey, I've got $100,000, $1 million, or whatever it is in my bank account. I'm doing great. Let me go spend it." But they forget to say, "Oh, well, I owe someone money. It's called for. It's already taken out of it. So it might be in your bank account, but you really don't have access to that cash because it's already spoken for." And then another thing, the tax. It happens every year. We have to pay taxes, and so depending on how that small business is structured, if small business, if it's a single partner LLC or something, then you have to make sure that what you're doing, you're setting aside enough cash and planning for that tax bill that's going to come at the end of the year, whether it be because the company earned money or didn't earn money, or if you're not paying yourself a salary and you're not withholding income taxes, at the end of the year, you're going to have a tax bill and it's going to come as a surprise. So working with a CFO and planning that, making sure that you're budgeting your future expenses with your cash flow and your taxes and stuff. I think that is a big issue that people have. Or an issue, maybe not big issue, but it is an issue that isn't uncommon. And so that's one of the things I like to bring out. I've had that happen with clients. They don't understand the relationship between the cash in their account and the balance sheet. And so that's one big thing to help them with.
That's very, very interesting because I've dealt with clients, throughout my 40-year career, and you're absolutely right. A lot of times they don't understand that difference between, hey, it says the income statement says I'm making money, but my cash is all gone. What happened? And it's just understanding those things. And so your ability to help your clients with that was very, very important. So I appreciate you sharing that. And I appreciate you sharing your time with us today. Is there anything that, in the last minute as we close up, is there anything else you'd like to add before we close for today?
No, just make sure you bring in your finance advisor, whoever it is, or if you don't have one, reach out and let us help you, and then utilize that information so you can best help, because you might see it as not necessary. You might think, "Oh, I'm a small business." Talk to someone for 15 minutes, get some idea, and get some such direction for your company that will help you and pay dividends in the future.
Perfect. And thank you very much for joining us, Jared. If any of you would like to talk with us more, or more specifically, excuse me, if you would like to visit with Jared, we have a QR code there. Click on it and just let us know, because we would be more than glad and more than happy to spend some time with you. Jared is one of our fractional CFOs here at Proven CFO, and he's always available and ready to help any and everyone. So for today, we hope you've enjoyed the 10-minute CFO call. Have a wonderful week, and thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.